What is up, everybody? Sam here with BFPGear.com, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Empire FLO tank case. These tank cases are priced at $27.95. They come with this beautiful carbon fiber finish and currently come in this black with the red outline design here with the zipper. The inside is also red, but we're going to be taking a look at it here pretty soon. But we're also going to see what air tanks we can fit inside of the Empire FLO tank case. So I have here starting with the 68 Empire Ultra, and then we're going to see if we can fit up to like these 88 CIs from HK Army, the Alpha Air series. And we're going to see what else we could fit in here in the Empire FLO tank case. So with that all said, we're going to move the camera over a little bit and get some top-down view so we can see what we're working with, and we're going to take a look at the Empire FLO tank case. Okay, so we got the Empire FLO tank case here, and we're just going to crack it open real quick, and then we do have that 68 CI Empire Ultra Light tank in here, and you can see that it actually holds the flow regulator very comfortably in there, and of course the inside is red, hence the black and red color scheme. So one thing that I am noticing from the inside of the tank regulator, or sorry, tank and regulator case here from Empire is you can fit a regulator, it looks like, on the inside here. So it looks like you can take like different style regulators possibly, but we're gonna test that out. And then you have this little pouch here as well that you can hold maybe a spare regulator in, maybe some tools, something like that. I'm not really sure what this like, kind of like little, I don't know, I guess like a pit or a hole or whatever you want to call this thing, but I'm not sure what that's for. Maybe you can put like some extra like lubricant or something in there, maybe some tools. Not 100% sure. And then of course you got to have the elastic band that secures the tank in the case, because if this thing like moves around at all, you can definitely flip this thing over and see that it does not fall out. If it doesn't do that with a 68 CI, it's probably not going to do with any of the larger tanks, so I'm a big fan of that already. But let's go ahead and let's try to fit different things in this case here. So let's get the 68 out. Obviously fits that very comfortably. And let's see how this little pocket fits stuff in. So I got the Empire FLO Pro regulator, and looks like it just kind of slots in flawlessly. You kind of press it in a little bit, but see up there, see right there, it just fits in perfectly. So obviously it fits standard size regulators, but let's try it with something a bit larger. So I actually have here one of the Powerhouse long body regulators, and let's see if it fits this in place. So it does actually fit in place. You do have to give it a little bit of a squeeze there, but the nice thing is that you can flip it over. It's just not going to fall out. So you can fit pretty much any size regulator inside of this case if you wanted to. This does fit the Empire and JT ultralight tanks very well. So to combine with that long body reg, we got the 80 CI bottle here, and obviously it just pops right in. And as you can see, perfect fit. So you can fit an 80 CI bottle in here and then a long body regulator as well, which I would also assume that this little pocket here has enough length to fit this bottle and that length of regulator in as well. But we're going to try out a few different bottles because we want to make sure that if we're going to like an event or something and you got to take your regulator off, we want to make sure you can have spare parts. You want to make sure you can also fit some of these larger tanks, which is why I've got this 88 Alpha Air here. It's got the Pro V2 reg from HK Army already on it, but we'll see if this thing fits, because obviously it's a little bit larger than what this case is meant for. So yeah, you got to give it a little bit of a push in there. Still, elastic band secures it in place, but that's pretty good. That's a really good snug fit. Let's make sure we can actually zip the case shut too. So yeah, you can zip the case shut as well with the 88 CI tank in there. It does look a little bit oblong, I guess, like it's kind of popping up on this back end here. But if it fits this 88 HK Army Alpha Air, let's see if it can fit maybe like one of the, we got one of the infamous, I believe it's the featherweight bottle here, but we got the powerhouse / infamous 88 CI bottle here. I think this one's a little bit longer than the Alpha Air, but let's see if we can fit this in here. See if we can push the limit. So you kind of can. It's a pretty hard press, but even if I Velcro it down and try to close this, you can still see it. There's this really noticeable gap. So maybe these 88s are kind of pushing it unless you like push this thing in further into that mold. But you can definitely fit one of those HK Army Alpha 88s, which is, I think, plenty enough tank, at least for someone like me. But this case is pretty nice. I mean, you can comfortably fit, you know, multiple regulators. You can comfortably fit a bottle up to that 88 CI with those Alpha Airs, and then you can also fit spare parts in there. Like I just put that long body reg in this little tool pouch. So big fan of that. Love the fact that you have a lot of space to work with, which, I mean, I already like that. And tank cases are great because it's going to protect your air tank from all of the outside elements, impact, dings, scratches, all kinds of stuff. So let's go ahead and get some closing remarks on the tank case, and let's talk about it a little bit. Okay, so that is the Empire FLO tank and regulator case. Again, $27.95, currently comes in that beautiful black and red color as you see there. And it can fit many different size tanks, as we saw with from the 68 ultralight. So if you have any smaller bottle than that, like any of those like HK Army 48s, or maybe you have like the smaller Aerolite bottles or something like that, they're going to fit in this case perfectly fine. And they can fit all the way up to that 88 CI HK Army Alpha tank. Unfortunately, the infamous / powerhouse 88 CI bottle did not quite fit, unless you were to forcibly try to maybe fit that in there. But I probably wouldn't recommend that, because then I think you'd probably get some dings and scratches on your bottle then. But overall, you can carry a bunch of stuff in this tank case here. Like I just have this JT Ultra 80. We've got the long body regulator in there, and then we also have the Empire FLO Pro regulator in the little pouch here. I really like this tank case. I think this is a sweet product, and it carries a little bit more than other tank cases you traditionally would find. And the price point, I think it being a little bit more expensive is justified. Most other tank cases run about $24.95. But for those few extra dollars, I think you get a few extra features, and that's perfectly okay. So if you need to pick up anything to protect your tank, I highly recommend the Empire FLO tank and regulator case. And I think you know exactly where to get these bad boys, and that's going to be on BFPGear.com.